Marquette, Oregon State coach Gary Andersen has joined us. The Beavers are on the road at Arizona on Saturday. We'll go ahead and take questions.
To ask Coach a question, please press *1. And your first question comes from the line of Kevin Gimble, ESPN.com.
Coach, do you feel like you got everything accomplished or as much as you could in the bye?
Yeah, it was a positive week. I don't know if we ever accomplished everything we want, but first of all, with the practice aspect of things, we got accomplished what we wanted from the beginning of the scheme concepts for Arizona, and we went back to some very basic fundamentals football-wise. That was good, and coaches were able to get out and do a bunch of recruiting, so I believe it was mission accomplished, and bye week, I believe, came at a very good time for us this year as we continue forward.
You talked about scheme concepts against Arizona. You could face a couple different types of quarterbacks, obviously very different when you're looking at a new Solomon versus Randall. It's almost like seeing a Wildcat offense. It's that dramatic of a difference. How much prep do you put into one versus the other?
Well, I think that there may be more running. I think that the more Randall plays in the offense, he's going to feel more comfortable if, again, he is going to be the quarterback. And Solomon has so much experience. It's, it's hard for a quarterback that hasn't had a whole bunch of reps to come in there. And I don't expect the offense to differ completely. There may be some tweaks here and there throughout it, but we haven't really sat back and said, okay, this quarterback's in the game during practice or this quarterback's in the game during practice. It's a high fast-paced offense that has a lot of skill players on the field. That's one of the designs is they want to run the ball first, and that's been around the University of Arizona football for a long time, and that's what they want to do, and they're very good at it. So if you don't stop the run, you better put a priority on that, because if you don't, it's going to be a long day, number one. And then number two, you're going to have to tackle very skilled athletes in space, whether it's the quarterback, a wide receiver, or running back.
Gotcha. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Again, to ask Coach a question, please press *1.
Next question, please.
Your next question comes on the line of Amy Donaldson, Deseret News.
Hey, Coach Andersen. I'm curious. You've had experience coaching with Utah, and you hired a couple of Utah's defensive coaches to work with you up there at Oregon State. What do you think it is that's allowed Utah to maintain that level of play, especially on the defensive line? It's like a decade. It's over a decade now.
Well, number one, anytime you have good players, you have to look right back at the recruiting, and that's step one of that. The strength program has been with Doug has been fantastic. It's been consistent. I think the University of Utah stayed consistent with Kyle and his beliefs and the way he wants to go about things. And it takes time to adjust to certain situations or depending on where you're at within a program. But that defensive line has always had a vision of not being good but being great, and they've been able to recruit those kids. The better you are, the more success you have. Sometimes it's easier to recruit, sometimes it's not. But Kyle has a plan. He stuck to his plans. Come good days, come bad days, and that's the key. And he's had a university that stuck with him throughout the plan, and they allow him to execute the plan. And then the kids go out and are tremendous athletes and make plays for them. So that's what I would see that one.
Follow-up question. Someone asked earlier about the level of talent in Utah. I know you made it a priority when you were at Utah State, and then I noticed as soon as you came back even when you were at Wisconsin, you were recruiting here. What have you seen in the development of Utah prep players over the years?
Number one, coaching has been so consistent, I think, in Utah. It's a pretty consistent flow of coaches. Coaches may go to another school or what have you, but there's a lot of coaches that have stayed at the school for a number of years. I think the way they handle their off seasons is very good. They don't have the typical spring balls that some other places have, but I think that the coaches do a very nice job. Number two, the state has grown and football has become more and more important, and kids are developing their bodies and they're getting themselves in being in a position, and the population has grown. So all those encompassing make Utah a very attractive place to recruit for us, and obviously a number of schools throughout the country, not just the in-state schools.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Your next question comes from the line of Zach Rosenblatt.
Hey, Coach. I was just wondering if Arizona coming off a 2 blowout losses like that, does that maybe make them a little scarier, knowing that they might be like even more motivated to end that skid?
Well, Arizona's in a position to compete for championships, and and have played extremely high level in this league for a long time. So I'm sure those kids are going to be just fine. I'm sure the coaches are going to be just fine. They've had a setback. Everybody prepares and talks about adversity before the year goes, but those kids are going to come out and expect to win. And yeah, they've had a couple of tough losses, but it's nothing that they have not been through before, and they'll put themselves in position to go out and compete. So when you're playing a team that is a proven winner and it's documented and they understand what they can do and what they can do on offense and defense, they're always very, very difficult to beat, especially when you're coming in on their home turf.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Again, to ask Coach a question, please press star 1.
Any further questions? All right, hearing none, that'll do it. Gary, hey, appreciate your time today. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Go Beavs.
Okay, we'll see you.